Hey, aloha mai kako, Killamau Tengan here. Just chilling. I am seeing, wow, this big thing behind me. I think I'm going to take that down real fast. One moment. No, we don't even need that. All right. Now that I've got that taken care of. What's going on, world? Killamau Tengan here, hanging out, just chilling with Mr. McCunny Man in the back, about to have dinner. And I was just contemplating something as I was going through my dinner flows, and that is the place of intuition in the workplace, or how is it that we can utilize and ultimately leverage our personal intuitive talents in a way that allows it to be beneficial and of value for the work it is that we do. And so, sitting with that, it's a really interesting topic because often we think of intuition as something that is highly personal, and it's something that is much more, just a part of our everyday life outside of work. Yet at the same place, if we're doing really meaningful work, if we are actually living in alignment with our calling and we've somehow made it our career, which effectively is the process for the next 8 years, then when we think about something like intuition, then it is something that we would naturally have just be a part of our everyday life. And a big part of our daily living is what it is that we do professionally. And so I want to speak to this because it's a really important part and piece that I feel is necessary to carry on conversation about, because it is indeed our intuitive talents is what we are really here to do. When I think of myself as an energetic kinesthetic, for example, and I'll go into all of the distinctions and designations, a part of my work is to bridge between the perceived gap of the seen and the unseen, whether it be a matter of processes or aspects in terms of our own, programs and things that are happening subconsciously, whether it be a matter more of our higher intelligence and how that can be made manifest in terms of our everyday lives. And so a big part of that then really is not just contingent upon, it's dependent upon my ability to really tap into my intuitive talent. Now, this is an important thing to really talk about because, as such, unless I am really clear on what that is, then what ends up happening are these spontaneous moments of intuitive activation. And like a muscle or like any skill, whether we're talking about shooting hoops and playing basketball, whether we're talking about like knitting, whether we're talking about cooking, whatever that is, if we can only do it sporadically, at times that is not necessarily of our own choosing, then the lack of consistency can add up. However, when we are able to identify, to designate, and to discern what that is for each and every one of us, well, something incredible happens. And so, briefly talking about that with, I see legs kicking in the back, so this will probably be a short broadcast. In any case, in looking at that, this will be an ongoing series that I'm going to host on LinkedIn, because this seems like a topic that is worth carrying on conversation about. And looking at that in terms of kinesthetic, which is our spatial and physical awareness, psychic, which is the aspects of concepts and constructs, looking at the empath, which is a matter of emotion and experience, and then also looking at energetic, which can be any of these and has its own specific and unique designations as well. And so looking at that in terms of how that aligns with our primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary, which means that we have areas that we are experts in. I, for example, my primary is an energetic. So working with energy is kind of my jam. My secondary is kinesthetic, which means, and that translates to how that is grounded in physical material reality. My tertiary is psychic, which means that I'm not as connected to this as I am to both energetic and kinesthetic. And then my quaternary is empathic. And so energetic, kinesthetic, psychic, empath is effectively what I am. And what that means is that the areas where I have greater expertise are the primary and secondary, energetic, kinesthetic. And the greatest opportunity that I have to grow in this life is the psychic and empathic pieces. And so I'm going to deep dive into all of this and really make it very relevant, not just into the concepts of quantum wizardry, not just how it relates to you in everyday life, how then you can actually leverage these abilities to be of and create more value within the area that you are being in service of. Yeah, that seems good. I see the legs have stopped flailing in the back. However, it's probably dinner time right now. So I'm going to head on off. Love and aloha, everyone.